Prime Minister Pankam Pawan has told the ongoing sitting of the National Assembly that the government will strive to repay public debt to prevent Laos from going into default. The country is facing financial and economic difficulties after years of accumulating debt that has now reached a critical level.
การชำระหนี้สินภายในและต่างประเทศและอื่น
Addressing the National Assembly on Tuesday, the Prime Minister said the government is doing all it can to repay the debts owed to foreign countries and avoid default.
ทั้งหมดนั้นเป็นมาตรการที่ผลเด่นในการคุ้มครองจัดเก็บนะครับงบประมาณปี2022ผ่านการจัด
Minister of Finance Mr. Bunjom Ubunpasut assured members of parliament that Laos is able to repay all of its debts. Laos has significant new sources of revenue from piloted mineral exports and the mining of digital currencies. Revenue earned from these new sources has now exceeded $120 million and 420 billion ki. These are the outstanding measures in revenue collection for 2022, the minister said. According to the plan for 2022, Laos is set to repay domestic debt amounting to 10,083 billion ki, of which 5,381 billion ki has been paid, accounting for 53% of the plan. Meanwhile, foreign debt stands at over 1,241 million dollars, of which more than 520 million dollars has been paid.
สามารถทันกระยายแผนงบประมาณปี2022นี่ทันสภาพการนั่นแหละหมายความว่านับ
I wish to assure you that we have sufficient capital to repay our debts by the end of this year, Mr. Bunjom said. The budget deficit is expected to shrink from the target figure of 3,098 billion ki, 1.61% of GDP, to 979 billion ki, or 0.51% of GDP. Meanwhile, revenue is expected to exceed the target figure for 2022 by 6.27%, amounting to more than 1,981 billion ki. The minister also said Lao authorities had negotiated the postponement of debt payments with some creditors, enabling Laos to relax its borrowing plans. In 2022, the government hoped to source loans worth 16,900 billion ki. So far, it has secured 8,891 billion ki, including 6,239 billion ki from foreign creditors.
ซึ่งในระยะ9 เดือน GDP บรรลุได้
Minister of Planning and Investment Mr. Kamchen Vongposi told the National Assembly that Laos is likely to achieve two indicators of the balance of international payments. He explained that Laos has enjoyed a trade surplus of 911 million dollars in the first 9 months of this year, with the figure expected to rise to 1,199 million dollars for the whole of 2022. Although the indicators are set to be met, the minister said only a relatively small portion of foreign currency earned from exports and capital sourced from foreign-funded development projects in Laos had entered the banking system. The government assured Assembly members that it will pursue macro targets. In this regard, it will strive to achieve GDP growth of 4.4% of this year, an increase from the 3.5% recorded last year. The National Assembly has set up a telephone hotline and email address for members of the public to submit comments and issues of their concerns for consideration. These can be made by calling hotline 156 or email nalao.156@gmail.com.